Hi, I'm Teresa Chang.
Hi, I'm Felicia Grant Cummings.
Hi, I'm Kim Johnson with Moms Navigating Autism.
So, welcome to the show. And this is our holiday show, and we are back here again at the Bean Runner, thanks to Drew Claxton and Ted Bitter and Regina Mail for having us here. And Regina came in just so that we can film the show tonight. I just feel this year, between everything that's been going on, it's been a stressful year. Not, you know, between inflation, the gas prices going up. I mean, I think everybody's stressed about so many different things this year that we just don't even realize that, you know, the months are going and all of a sudden Christmas is here. And we still haven't put up the tree. We haven't even bought the tree.
That's okay. You know what? Sometimes you have to give yourself some grace and just say, this year, it's not going to be in the normal time frame that we've had, but we'll get it done.
So on that note, I want to remind everybody that our people on the spectrum, they pick up on the stressful vibes.
Absolutely.
And because we totally get it, we're going through it too. With inflation, the prices of everything going up, people are working more. You know, our people on the spectrum don't always understand it, but they just see the different moods.
They feel the energy.
Right, and they pick up on the different tones, and sometimes people are bickering more. And some people might be home because they lost their job because of COVID. Their workplace closed down, and now people are home. And so take a moment, think about your child. You know, it's the holidays, bring love around. And we also want to remind everybody that, you know, at the holidays, things are different, and people start to set things up, and they expect their child to be able to participate in things as normal, and they can't. Let them try it, but don't force them to do it, because sometimes they can't physically do it. They just want to be involved. So let them do whatever they can do. You're building gingerbread houses. The siblings might be making perfect ones. Let them make their own version of a house. You're making cookies. The siblings are making perfect little gingerbread men, snowmen, candy cane cookies. They just want to plop it down there. Hey, but you know, they just want to be involved. They want to be accepted, and they want to be involved.
And sometimes just the process is fun for them. Like, it's not always the end product, but just the process of them doing whatever the activity is the fun part. And I found that was with my daughter a lot.
Right. You know, in some cases they will grow out of these things, and they will advance. In some cases they don't.
Just because your child may not be ready to participate in a tradition, it does not mean they never will. They might in the future. For now, let them do as much as they can, and then finish it for them. Don't force them to do something they can't do. The stress and anxiety levels will be much better when we are flexible with our autism kids.
My son has noticed that the tree is not up yet, and things like that, and is wondering if we're having Christmas. And I keep telling him yes, but just, you know, I just don't feel like doing it this year. You know, I'm usually the one. I decorate the banister, I decorate the tree, I decorate, you know, and they all come and help, and then they all come and sit in front of it and think it's beautiful, and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm tired of that.
This year I actually did it the earliest I have done it. It's just my shopping's behind, so hey.
Well, you got
I got better. I was saying I got better with one thing, now I'm behind on the other. So
I haven't started shopping either.
A little bit, just a little bit. A few packages in the mail have come.
Yeah.
I haven't gone out to the stores.
Yeah, that's it. That's my adventure tomorrow. I do it when my son's in day have.
I think that our Christmas has evolved as the kids have gotten older. I think typically we, when they were younger, get up very early, figure out shuttling between one grandparent's household to the other grandparent's household, and then back home later, and then be like exhausted.
In church.
And I was just going to say, and then sometimes that included church too.
Uh-huh.
As they've gotten older and the grandparents have gotten older, then the stress isn't so much that the kids have to be with them, so early. So I think we've mostly picked maybe on Christmas Eve to go to one set, and then maybe Christmas Day or the day after Christmas to go to the other set. And mostly we've had Christmas at home, just us. And that's been nice instead of, going from place to place. Funny story, last year, I had started a tradition of making cinnamon rolls on Christmas morning. And whether it was homemade or, fixed it up so that all I had to do was put it in the oven,
Right.
kind of thing. But last year, there's always the elves that come and fill the stockings. The presents get done somewhere in the middle of the night or, whenever, and got put under, and the elves put into the stockings. And, the elves get tired, and they're still sleeping on
Yeah, Christmas
morning.
Yes.
So, my husband and I, true to form, we heard the smoke alarm going off. And we were like, no, you're dreaming. Oh, no, that's not the smoke alarm. We heard the smoke alarm. Heard the smoke. No, that's the smoke alarm. It's really the smoke alarm. We both go to our feet, running down the... My daughter decided
Oh, God.
that she was going to tackle the tradition of making the cinnamon rolls. And she did. But I think she either put the temperature too high or the sugar that she put, whatever she put on the top, began to smoke. And so we had the smoke alarm going off. That was how we woke up this Christmas 2021. So it was definitely eventful.
Wow.
Definitely eventful. It was like, I think the traditions just have evolved. They really have evolved.
Right.
Sometimes the kids would help out with putting the tree together, sometimes not, I can appreciate what you said about whatever your child does, whatever their involvement is, just accept it for whatever it is. I'm like a person I'm starting to learn or accept that I'm a little OCD. So, I like symmetry. I like things. So I remember we were doing gingerbread houses and I was kind of like, and, they just got to do their own thing.
I'm working on that too.
Yeah, they got to do their own thing. Where sometimes, you're like, well, just let them do it.
This year's a little different because now both your children are away at college, so they're not around right before Christmas to do the setup and help you with the tree and stuff. So this year, it changed a little bit. Like you said, it evolves going, so they're just coming back now.
They're coming back now. But still, my husband puts lights out in the front, and I put a couple of wreaths out in the front windows, the wreath on the door. But unfortunately, the tree got put up. But then
But they're back now, so now you guys could do it together.
we can absolutely do it. Yeah.
Well, I remember that first year coming home from college and the tree wasn't up and I was like, I'll put it up. I wanted my tradition, But he did notice that I did not put up the tree yet. We haven't even bought the
Well, was he upset about it, or he just noticed?
No, he just noticed. And he was it's odd.
Mhm.
What's wrong with you this year? For some reason, this Christmas spirit is not there.
Yeah, but I think that's okay, because, I think I really did used to be so like, this has to be done, that has to be done, And, you know, I decorate like almost every surface, you know what I mean? There was tchotchkes, there was, you know, there was snowmen, there was, you know, candles, there was this, there was, and like I really did hit like a wall a couple of years ago where it was just like, it's too much, just too much.
Right.
You know, and so you have to give yourself grace. Like we, you know, are learning to give our children grace with what they can accomplish and what they can do. But we have to learn as mothers and parents to give ourselves grace. Because sometimes you just can't do it all. You want to, you try, but then sometimes you just have to like fall back and just be like, you know what? Ceiling didn't fall in, it's okay. I didn't do X, Y, and Z, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And there's a piece of you that feels a little guilty or feels a, but some of that we just have to release and be like, it's okay.
I don't think my son cares. It's me. It's like my favorite holiday. So it's like me. I want to be ahead this year. I want to get it all done. It's like my holiday.
I kept thinking we still have another 2 weeks.
In my head, I kind of think that too. Yeah, like, well, we
It's
kind of
next
do.
week.
It's a week and a half.
Week and a half? Okay. Ish.
I'll give you those extra
It's on a
couple
Sunday.
days.
Yeah. So yeah, it's ish.
I switched this year. Usually I do the Christmas Eve, but because of circumstances within the family, certain people weren't going to be there for Christmas Eve, so I decided to do it Christmas Day so we could be together. And I'm trying to start having the family back now that COVID, not that it disappeared, but I mean, start to bring back, because I always did Christmas Eve. I had some family over and stuff, so I'm trying to bring it back so we all get back together, because we haven't really done the whole group since COVID, so trying to bring everybody back. So Christmas Day is what we're going to celebrate this year. And who comes, and we're going to eat. we're going to do a lot of things.
Like really low key though, we really are. Because I think I found that like my church has a Christmas Eve service.
Decorating the house may be disruptive for people on the spectrum. Looking at holiday pictures from previous years can help your autism child prepare for the change. Gradually decorate the house. Put your tree up one day. Hang lights on your tree the next day. And decorate it the following day. All while allowing your autism child to help decorate. This will allow them to accept the changes more easily. A stress and anxiety-free holiday is a good holiday. Remember, always be flexible. However the day goes, it is not a reflection of your parenting skills. The goal is to include your autism child in the festivities. Being an autism parent can be extra stressful during the holidays. Take it easy and make time for yourself. Sometimes spending just 15 minutes alone can help. Find something that reduces stress and clears your mind. Slow your breathing and restore inner calm. Remember, things do not have to be perfect. Being flexible will bring less stress and anxiety. A calmer autism child. And happy holiday memories.
It's the days of the pajamas.
Yeah.
So, Hanukkah.
It's next weekend, isn't it?
It's this.
We don't
week.
celebrate it, so it's this Sunday.
It's this coming.
Yeah,
This
this
week. Yeah,
Sunday.
that's coming.
Oh, that's right, you said that last year.
Yeah, we don't celebrate Hanukkah.
That's right. But you're Jewish, right?
I'm Jewish, yeah. I don't
So, and you
celebrate
don't
Hanukkah.
celebrate Hanukkah.
No, we have some decorations up for Hanukkah. My niece does a little bit of Hanukkah decorations in the menorah, but we don't celebrate.
Okay.
Christmas, Hanukkah, Harry, and yeah. Their first Christmas that they have, and I'm not there every day, so I don't really get updates on what they do. I don't know if they like normally for the holidays. I've seen in his room that they do some artwork and they put them in the windows and stuff like that. I haven't been in the hallways really because I haven't really brought them in lately. So I don't know if they've been hanging stuff. I've seen some posts on Facebook. They had a birthday and some people celebrating, but I haven't seen much on it. So he's just there hanging out. I did drop him off the other day. It was a full classroom, but I don't know what Christmassy stuff is going on. And it's still not all the way back to normal since COVID, because now there's been cases again. So I don't think they're really integrating.
I know, and schools are starting to integrate the mask again. Does he understand Santa Claus?
If you say, "Oh, that's Santa Claus," I think he knows who the jolly fellow is. But oh, that happens once a year. But I don't think he doesn't understand what it does. He's never been one to open Christmas gifts. It's just like I said, more for mommy. I don't get to open gifts either, but you know, back in the day, you know, my friend used to make sure that Kyla took care of me for Christmas. So we'll see how Christmas goes moving forward.
So how have you taken him to church?
No.
No.
Somebody wants to take him to church soon. I think they'll start taking him, but we'll see how that goes. Like just as Comhab, and go with him to a local church here. So we'll see how that goes. My son won't understand it, but you know, it's somewhere to go. It's Comhab, and he's getting out in the community.
Which is what he means, you know. I think there needs to be more of this visible to people, you know. So there could be more of an acceptance.
Do you feel that people accept it more now? Like, because
Was it 1 in 44?
Huh?
Was it 1 in 44? 1 in 54?
I think people are more understanding now. I think, or maybe just because I have an autistic child, I understand people with disabilities, not just autism, but you know, I don't know. I think if my family, we've always been accepting for people with disabilities before my son. So
a lot of people have. The only time that we see that there might be a problem is when the kids go to school and they start getting bullied.
Where we would do a service on Christmas Eve, I was still running around like in the stores, like picking, you know, trying to finish my shopping, and sometimes I made it and sometimes I didn't. So this year it is going to be a little different because our pastor has decided to do it online. So he's pre-recording, and then so people can be with their families on Christmas Eve instead of Saturday and Sunday be in church, you know, because so we'll do it. You can watch it online, and then Sunday come in to service. And he said he's doing a very short service, you know, 1 hour, in, out, done. And so that'll be nice because then people can spend the rest of the day with their families. And I think, you know, the kids are like, I think they're just happy to just be, you know, home. And, you know, at least that's what I'm thinking, you know. And as I'm finding as they get older, and sleep. They just want to be home and sleep, you know. Yeah. And just chill out.
Wow. I think I'm going to choose, since it's Christmas Day, I want to stay in pajamas all day, even when they come home.
Oh, we used to do that when he was
always
younger.
in pajamas.
Oh, so when he was younger, he didn't, we would go, you know, to families' houses, but not all the time did family understand, or the people that they invited over that wasn't family, did they understand, you know, the fact that he's moving around and the fact that he's, you know, going here and there or running here, and I was just afraid that he might break something, and it would just, so sometimes we would just stay at home. All right, and so we would wear our pajamas all day, and that felt so good. And my husband would make the turkey, and we would eat together. But you know, I kind of miss those days, specifically since now we have 2 days. We have to go to school.
You say, oh, you have to travel a little bit,
Yeah, so I kind of miss those days. And you know, in some ways, that is the way we handled him, because he was, some kids on the spectrum, they don't run. Some kids will sit, and they're kind of like introverts. Like introverts, I think it is. They get quiet. They'll sit in a corner and they'll rock, or they'll do whatever. Mine was not that one. Mine was the one that ran all over the place. And as I've mentioned before, we used to take him to Barnes and Noble, and my husband would stand in the back of the store and I would stand in the front of the store, and we'd just let him run all over the place. And then he'd tire himself out and we'd take him home and he'd go to bed. But that was my child. But, you know, Barnes and Nobles is one thing, someone's house is another. So it's a little difficult. But yeah, I miss those days. I really do.
I think that, you know, sometimes when it comes to like holiday events, I think one thing that everyone should keep in mind, whether your child has autism or a family member or a guest, is that just like you said, there are some who sit in a corner and may be quiet, and there may be some who the energy of the holiday really just kind of amps them up, and then they are, you know, overstimulated, and they're, you know, all over the place. But just to keep in mind, you know, like that's what it is, and have an understanding, you know. If the child wants to segregate themselves to be quiet, they're not being antisocial. That's just the way that they're able to cope. Right. You know, with the crowd, with the noise, with the music, with the laughter, with all the, you know, the stimulation that's going on. Right. And for some, they feed off of the stimulation and they, you know,
Mine will just run.
get excited and, you know, and go on, you know. So, yeah, it's all different, but I think that people have to gauge their understanding about really where there's no expectation, you know, whatever is to be, but leave some of the high expectations, you know, aside, you know, just kind of roll with it and let it flow.
Right, that's exactly it.
While we all love old holiday traditions, some traditions are not adaptable for kids on the spectrum. Make new traditions that your autism child can participate in. Remember, be flexible.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Once again, we want to thank Drew Claxton, Ted Bitter, and Regina Mail for letting us use this place tonight, the Bean Runner Cafe in Peekskill, New York.
We'd like to thank Altis for allowing us to air this content on their platform. Look for our show weekly on our local cable channel.
And we want to remind everybody that we are mothers. We're not professionals. We're sharing our experiences so that we can help you with your autism child.
Follow us on YouTube and all social media. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Enjoy.